Hello, long time no see. It's been a little while since I've recorded a video, but I've been divinely guided very strongly today to record this, and everything's kind of fallen into place time-wise for me to do it. My name's Kathy, if you haven't seen me before, and I am of the Blue Butterfly Facebook page, and I also have a healing business, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Energy healing, intuitive guidance, meditation. Also do some blue flame work, and yeah, so that's a little bit about me. You can find more about that on my Facebook page, but this message is something I feel needs to get out there right now. I've been thinking a lot about the Myriam and their connection to the Gemini energy, because we're now in Gemini season, and so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And also I'm going to be, just to say as well, if you've seen the Facebook post, I put a post on there regarding a card select guidance reading. So 3 cards. You can always have a look at the Facebook page, and I'll put the details of my Facebook page in the description box under this video when I upload it. And that was just to give us a little bit of guidance, support from our guides and our spirit team at the moment, because we are in some pretty intense energies. So let's just get into it. I'm going to go straight into things. Right, so we have got, at the moment, we are in Mercury's shadow period. Mercury goes retrograde, and I'm sure anybody who's watching this video probably knows a little bit about it, and maybe even a lot more than I do. And when Mercury goes retrograde, it's not actually going backwards, but that's how we describe it. It can have a big effect on the planet and on ourselves and on our spiritual journeys, and a connection to others. Things that need to be shown up, that we need to deal with, can come up, and has very negative connotations. But while it's quite intense, it can be also very inspiring. So I don't always go with the negative connotations of Mercury retrograde, but we're in the shadow period now. We're in the build up, and that's very often when old relationships can come back to visit. And over the last couple of weeks, or week or so, that may have started happening for you. Old situations to revisit, old lessons you thought you'd learned that you're having to relearn or relook at again. So that's where we are with that. We've also just gone into Gemini season. Gemini is very intellectual, very quick, very inquisitive. Also, the mirror of Gemini, the two souls kind of aspect, is prevalent at the moment, because we are being asked to look into that mirror a little bit, especially regarding what's going on in the worldwide situation. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? So yeah, we're going to talk about some aspects of that with the Myriam, and that energy is very strong at the moment. Also, we have the full moon on the 26th, and that's going to herald in eclipse season. So eclipse season's falling in after that. That full moon is going to be pretty intense. It's in Sagittarius, in Gemini season. Yeah, so that's a big mix of energies. And then Mercury goes full into retrograde, full tilt, and that's going to be just after we have the full moon. So there's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of intense energies. We've also got a lot of space weather kicking off. Ascension energies, if you're on the ascension path, which again you may well be if you're interested in watching this video. So yeah, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the Myriam. Now today I'm actually using cards by Kyle Gray. And so it's a bit of a Kyle Gray fest, because I always go with what I'm guided to do. And again, with readings for clients as well, I do exactly the same thing. And so the 2 decks that I'm using, I've got Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray, Oracle cards. The artwork's by Lily Moses. And these are Ascended Masters, Angels, Archangels, etc. And the Myriam is the first time I heard about the Myriam was in that card when I was doing learning about doing readings for people and readings for myself a few years back when I first started on this part of my specific journey in this life. And also, so that's where we're getting the Myriam card from, which I'll show you in a sec. And we're also using for the card select to see which card you've gone for, which cards to help you maneuver, flow with the energies. At the moment, we've got Angels and Ancestors, one of my favourite decks. And actually, Keepers of the Light was the first deck I ever used. So big shout out to Kyle Gray. He probably will never see this because I'm sure he's a very busy man. He's very well known. But I would like to say thank you to him because his cards did inspire me very much on my journey. Okay, now back to the Myriam, which I tend to channel, and I tend to have things come through to me a lot stronger over the past year or so than I have ever before. And I think because of what's going on worldwide, which I'm not going to get into because I don't want this video to be taken off. The Myriam, this is one of the messages I feel I need to pass on to you, and I hope you're seeing that okay. Okay, so basically the words on this say, sacred vision, choose to forgive in order to heal, see the light in all, remember that love has no boundaries. Now the Myriam means the beloved, okay, first of all. So remember that, the beloved. What that's relating to at the moment, especially as we're coming into Gemini season, very prevalently is, I said, about the mirror. And here we have the twin souls. These are twin souls that came to visit Mary Magdalene in the tomb of Jesus Christ. She was grieving at the time. She was feeling a lot of stress, a lot of intense emotions, I'm sure. I mean, I wasn't there, but at that particular time, at least I don't think I was. That's a whole other story. But anyway, obviously, anybody that's grieving, feeling loss, feeling bereft, they need compassion. And a lot of people have lost a lot this year. And the compassion that we need to show to each other now is paramount. Arguing, fighting, polarizing. So again, the Myriam, they're together, but they could easily be pulled apart. This polarization, this disagreement between friends, families, etc., about different things that are going on, I'm being told very strongly, kind of has to stop. As fear spreads, so does love, and we can spread love very easily if we just maintain a high vibration at the moment. Now, there's lots of, you know, because the Myriam, like I said, appeared to Mary Magdalene in the tomb. There's a lot of Christ consciousness energy coming through. There's a lot of beautiful light energy that I feel pouring in, and that I see a lot in my meditations when I begin channeling sometimes. I never know really when it's going to happen. When it does, it's an important message. So, the Myriam come to give you this message, give us this message, give you humanity this message at Gemini season, which is represented by the twins. You may be feeling a struggle within yourself. There are decisions and choices to be made. There is a lot of change at the moment. So you may feel like your old self and your current self are kind of fighting a little bit, the stuff coming up from the past. All this will pass as long as we hold on to truth, justice, honesty, and love. Love is the most important thing at the moment. If we don't bond together, then who's going to? Who's going to? The Myriam come through in a very pure light for me when I see them, and they are showing us all, not just the two aspects, but all the aspects of ourselves. And they're encouraging us to love ourselves, because if we don't love ourselves and forgive ourselves for what's gone before and what may be going on now, and if we don't forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we've made, how can we possibly then look to forgive others in an authentic way? And it's all about being authentic. So what this is saying is, Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. There are no boundaries. Whatever is getting in the way of you loving your fellow man and loving each other and loving yourself, you're seeing that, you're making that. It doesn't really exist. Yes, we disagree. Yes, that exists. But that boundary is man-made. So reach out. Say something good to somebody. Make somebody feel good. Try and see somebody else's point of view. Disengage if you're making a situation worse or lowering a vibration. I just feel the Myriam are here right now to give us this message of love, and love having no boundaries and no judgment. This can expand. This can... Just listen to what I'm being told. This sacred vision that's spoken of in the card, that vision is within us, okay? So, and that light is within us. Don't ever think that your part is too small that you're playing at the moment, or that you can't have an effect or an impact on the wider picture. We're all connected. The same light that shines in them is the same light from source, and the same light from me, and the same light from you. And if we just remember that connection and see that light within that other person, even if that other person isn't aware of it, then we can step back. Love has no boundaries, okay? Bring in that essence of love from the Myriam for each other and for all aspects of yourself and your past and your now. And you can make choices, you can make decisions, you can change your mind, and you can move forward. You have that sovereignty. I'm just going to have to read it again to you. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all, and remember that love has no boundaries. Boundaries are man-made. Okay, so that's the message from the Myriam, just to help with what's going on at the moment as Gemini season just approaches. A lot of healing can happen during this Mercury retrograde period, and they're here to assist with that. And you may sense them, and you may see 2s or 22s, I'm just being told, or you may see twins. Those are signs that the Myriam are with you. Or even see these beautiful red roses and these lilies, white lilies. So no matter how murky it gets over the next couple of weeks, just remember to keep an eye out for that, and just feel into yourself, feel your sovereignty, know that love has no boundaries. So don't put them there, help to dismantle them, because you have that power. Okay, so now we're going to get into this card reading. So there were 3 cards. The first one was card 1, yeah, because it's the first one, and it's Larimar crystal, which is one of my favorites. This is raw Larimar. I love raw crystals. Okay, so it's very strange actually, because these 3 cards just jumped out together. Now, before anybody says anything, the cards have been very well shuffled, okay, and they've been used over and over and over again. And all the 3 cards that came out were guardians. So I'm thinking at this time we need a bit of guardianship. And they are aware that there's been tower moments for many people, and they're still ongoing. People have had revelations, epiphanies, tuning in more to spirit, tuning into your own sovereignty, your divine connection. And that's why these guardians are coming through, because everybody's going through things slightly differently. But from my experience with my clients and my friends and myself, there's a big shift on. There's a big shift. Everything's changing, and also we're being shown stuff from like 5 or 6 years ago, or last year, or whenever, to show how far we've come. But also we can start to sort of conceptualize a little bit the negative aspect and dig into that, and lose the positives and start getting caught up in the material side of these. Are all kind of, the only way to describe it is a trickster energy. Some friends of mine recorded a video, Cosmic Gateway, Alicia, Joe and Donovan, the other day, which I've shared on Blue Butterfly, and they mentioned that trickster energy. These are to drag you away from the main purpose, which is love, which is your own healing, which is your own process. And as you rise, as you find your own divine purpose and path and yourself, your inner light, then there are certain energies that don't want that to happen. But we're going to raise that vibration, and these guardians are coming through to help. Okay, so it's all the guardians we've got today, which is fantastic. So we've got the water guardian here, if you went for card 1, and this is connect with your emotions. So emotions flow. Okay, we are very often, as we're raised, we're told not to cry, not to feel into our emotions, to, you know, keep yourself busy, take your mind off it. This is connecting with your emotions. These are being brought up for a reason, and you actually know, I'm speaking specifically to some people, I feel very strongly here, you know that you do have trouble sometimes connecting with your emotions, and recently you found it a little bit easier, but it's also a bit scary because you're getting in touch with the real you. You want to cry, my love, you cry. From these emotions and from this crying, there's going to be a lot of revelation, inspiration, and the intensity that's coming up now, and some of it is grief for things that have past aspects of self. It's coming up for a reason, because you need to move on to, it's in your best interest to move on to the next steps in your life and the next steps of yourself as a person and your divinity. You're starting to realize who you really are, that beautiful soul, yeah, and all the gifts that you have, and the fact that you didn't realize that, which just feels very sad. There's also other emotions. You may be going through ups and downs and feelings like intensity, and again we're coming back to the Myriam and the two sides. So you may be one day ecstatic and wonderful and flowing, okay, so flowing like water, and then sometimes you can feel completely stagnant and flat, and so that's like ice again. So it's different aspects of water, different aspects of you. Flow with it. These feelings, acknowledge them, sit with them a little bit, and then just let them go, because you can let them go completely now. And sometimes it's a bit fearful, it's a bit scary to let go of past aspects of self, because it's a bit scary of what's coming next. But that's okay. You're in this like period over the next few weeks where things are going up and down. It's like that. Just do what you can to help. So when we're talking about the water guardian, she's saying she's coming through very strongly. This is a Lemurian energy as well. Atlantis, there's a lot of those past life energies coming through. So if you're having dreams about catastrophic end of civilization drownings, water flowing, paths being cleared by water, and stuff that you kind of remember but you're not quite sure where from, that energy is there. So that's Lemuria. So she put me off my track there. So she's coming through with a lot of that energy as well, and it's all part of this clearing. But you're ready for this. You're ready to sit with it, no matter how painful it is. And when you get the ups, really go with it and enjoy it. When you get the downs, know that it's going to flow. When you go through those downs, don't stop the processes. That means that you know what helps. Rest, crying, laughing, putting some music on, crying through your tears, dancing, getting out in nature, showering, salt baths, incense, talking to other like-minded people, all that sort of stuff. Do that, and the water guardian will help you through. What you're going through, this process is meant to be, and you are strong enough, and it's all going to be absolutely fine and better at the end. So that's that one. So that is water guardian. And now we're coming up to the heart guardian. Okay, so this one is love and let yourself be loved, which is beautiful. And carnelian is the crystal. Now with this one at the moment, I'm feeling a very strong Mary Magdalene energy coming through, but I'm not surprised because there is a lot of Christ energy. And again, we had the Myriam, so I'm not surprised she jumped out with the other two. And again, I said it's a guardian. This is a guardian of the heart. This is a guardian of all things love. But this feels like loving yourself, honouring your process. Where you are at the moment, you need to love yourself. You've got to really start loving yourself. You've got to let go of any preconceptions. You've got to let go of the way you thought life should be and just be. It's either a process of, because obviously it's going to be different for different people. It's either a process of knowing that you've hit that point where you know that you are deserving, you are worthy, or you're still struggling with that. Whatever anybody told you in the past, get in tune with you. Whatever's those narratives about you are just that, they're narratives. So if you're in a healing journey now, learning to love yourself, it's absolutely beautiful. Mary Magdalene comes through very strongly for women who, because Mary Magdalene, I don't know if you know this, I found this out quite a few years ago now. I thought Mary Magdalene was, you see her on these old biblical films, which I love because I have a past life in biblical times. So for me, I love the resonance of that. I have to say, I get very annoyed when I see Mary portrayed as a bit of a slapper, as a prostitute, a whore. I don't know whether she was or not. I don't really think she was. Obviously Jesus didn't judge her if she was or not, because he doesn't. Judgment is not part of the agenda. But I really don't think she was. She was his love. She was part of his. I don't use the phrase twin flame very much these days. I don't like labels. She was part of a loving soul relationship with him. And the church discarded this part of her, this aspect of her. And it's only recently she's gained ground again because of their own specific reasons of control, and the fact that women and their energy was a threat to the established church for many reasons, which I won't go into now, which you can look up. But Mary Magdalene's coming through very strongly here. Love yourself. If you're a woman who's been kept down, she's here for you. If you're a woman who's now starting to thrive, she's here for you. And divine feminine energy. And I'm also hearing maiden, mother, crone, which are the three parts of the divine feminine energy. I work a lot with divine feminine energy in sessions with clients. And she's saying you have all those aspects. And I feel like some of you are changing, going from the maiden to the mother to the crone. You always all have all those aspects. So she's helping you with that shift, and she wants you to love yourself. And, you know, this is talking about puberty, and then childbirth, and then menopause, all those aspects. Okay, you're beautiful in every aspect, and you must love yourself, and also love others. You know, if you're feeling a bit crabby and a bit fed up with yourself, try not to take it out on everybody else if you can. I know it's not always easy. And she's got the rose there, which is her symbol, which is Magdalene's symbol. I have a very strong relationship with Mary Magdalene, and she's basically giving you guys roses. Okay, so buy yourself some roses. Look at those roses. You are a rose. And also, there's another thing coming through for some of you watching this. Love is heralded. So that's a love relationship. So if there's a love relationship on the horizon, love is heralded. And my crown chakra is going off like a good one. So yeah, keep yourself open to love opportunities. Maybe not make any big decisions. Be aware. Relationships changing, new relationships opening, loving yourself and learning about yourself affecting a relationship that's so you feel like you're not the person you were when you entered it. So your decision may be time to rethink. Anyway, love relationships. But yes, love and let yourself be loved. Mary Magdalene energy, very strong with that one. And this last one is beautiful. It's the medicine guardian. And it's be open to healing information. And this is the green aventurine. You are your own healer. You've been through an awful lot. You've been through stuff that you really thought would break you, and you really started to question, because for a while you thought you were on that wonderful path, and then everything kind of shattered. You know why that happened? That was to teach you how strong you are. And your healing journey has been astronomical, has been remarkable, and is still ongoing. Your connection to divine is also full on, especially at the moment. Whatever you touch at the moment, you know which way to go and which way is right for your healing and the next steps of your process. This is Raphael. Okay, so this is Raphael's green. I love his energy. I can just feel it wrapping around me, and he's wrapping it around you. And there were times you didn't feel aligned, and there were times that maybe you felt you'd been abandoned. You were never abandoned. You've learned to heal yourself so you can heal others. And don't stop whatever it is that you're doing that you feel like may not be reaching the right people. And don't be put off by what other people think, because at the moment in these energies we're going to be challenged. You know, we're going to be energies are trying to put us off our path. It's not the people, okay? It's almost like a simulation. It is a simulation. It's what it is. It's what we're living at all the time. We're learning and shifting. So take the negatives as they come over the next few weeks as another healing step. It's all part of the medicine. You can see that he's got a goblet there, and he's got his staff, his healing staff. I can't remember what it's called, but there is a special name for it. And this angelic energy it's like he's saying, take your medicine. Yeah, take your medicine, because everything that happens now and has been happening over the last few weeks is very important to you. It's medicine. It's medicine because it's healing. You got to the stage you thought things were never going to go right, and they started to. Believe it, okay? But also, I feel like we've got to go back to this one a little bit with you as well. So let your emotions flow. This is part of it. Don't think you've got to be happy all the time because things are going better. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to feel. And also listen to others. If you feel that you've got to turn to somebody for some energy healing, or just a chat, or you're not sure of your path, whoever you're drawn to will be the one to talk to, because Raphael is guiding that, and he's wrapping his wings around you because he's pushing that person to you. And there is a strong angelic connection here. So anything to do with angels is you. Okay? But there's more healing to come. I don't want to say you're not out of the woods yet, because none of us are. But it's all part of your process. And yeah, just flow with it. I'm just trying to think. I'm sure there's something else to say with that one. Okay, yep. Adventuring. Okay, I know it's not the word adventure, but he's saying, see it all as an adventure. Your life is now becoming an adventure. It always has been, but now you're really embracing it because you've grown so much. There we go. Lovely way to finish. Okay, so I hope all that resonates. I will timestamp it, I think, and I will be uploading this video sometime today. I'm going to leave you this message from the Myriam Sacred Vision. So that sacred vision is us living together in unity, in humanity, yeah, together on this planet or in this universe. That is the essential vision. Don't let what's happening around you make you think it won't happen. Stand your ground. If you feel very strongly, you know that you should be doing something or you shouldn't. That is your choice. That is your sacred choice. And if you feel divided on that, sit with it and take some time. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. So just choose to forgive in order to heal yourself and others. See the light in all, yourself and others reflected, the twin. Remember that love has no boundaries. Sending you lots of love. I've really enjoyed doing this. I may do some more now. I'm getting into it again. And I'll put all the information in the description box. And lots of love to you. Till next time, take care and go steady over the next few weeks. Grounding, healing, clearing your energy, showering, make sure you're hydrated. Go with the flow. We'll get through this, and by the end of it, I think lots of epiphanies will have come forward. And I've seen so much change with so many of my clients and people that I know, and in a way it's very exciting, but I know we are going to be tested a little bit over the next few weeks, but it's all good. Lots of love.